Why, hello there, and welcome to, well, the ending of the Bunyip climb at Spring Gully Muldoon Reserve on the Green Loop. But there's a very good reason why I'm recording here. But to get things started, this is day 3 of the Great Cycle Challenge to help raise funds for kids' cancer research in Australia. So if you know someone in the event, kindly donate. Helps out a lot with children's cancer research and also potential medical advances for all cancers. So if you can, donate. Now, this is why we're starting all the way back here, because here is a brand new trail segment here at Spring Gully called Dead Car Track. And I've only recently discovered this, so it's taken me a few times to sort of scope the trail, figure out what it's about, where the foibles are. But this is a very fun track. So it is hand-built single track, so we're looking at loose on hard pack, we're looking at rubble, a few rocks and roots. And I love how well sculpted this trail is. Like, it feels like it's been here for years. But I don't know when it popped up, since I've sort of had a bit of an off season with mountain biking here in Bendigo. Mainly been riding in Castlemaine and Harcourt to try to get my descending skills back. So it's been a very welcome surprise to find a very good and excellent. So there's the dead car right there. So that's how it's got its name. So it's been nice to be able to come out to a local and have a cross-country track that really challenges but isn't the worst in the world. But yeah, for day 3 of the cycle challenge, just going to be doing a few GoPro guides for some of the new trails. More will come as I completely butcher that off camber. More will come as the month goes on. I don't want to be filming all day, and there are also some segments that I'm yet to get a really good bearing on, so I want to give the best GoPro guide I can. But there'll be this, and I'd like to introduce new rock and roll track, but that'll be a bit later on this video. So this is also running parallel to the fire road near the water treatment pump and the water tower. So there is a shortcut to get for go for it, but if you're just after that purely single track experience out here at Spring Gully, this dead car track takes a little bit to ride, but rather than riding a fairly ordinary fire road, I do appreciate being able to ride a single trail all the way out, and again, one that I thoroughly enjoy. And just up ahead, we're going to feed into Go For It, aka the run down to Hole in the Wall. A little bit of a ski tree, and here's the feed in. So off to the left was the fire road that you bomb down to build up speed for Go For It. And here we go into Go For It. And I haven't tested Kaiju in its latest configuration down the downhill bomb, so I think it's time to find out a bit. Sorry if the camera footage goes a bit shaky, but not much you can do on a hardtail. Plus I'm in the wrong gear. So there's the feed in for the snake pit rundown as we go through Hole in the Wall. Oh yeah. Okay, now what I'm going to do is hook onto the bathtub track right ahead. But there's going to be a few new segments that I'm going to skip past to get to one of my new favorites, okay? So let's cut forward. So before I start off on this new segment, which is new rock and roll, up there is the fire road climb that you ordinarily would have taken if you're on the old 15 kilometer. That's the climb that you get to here. And I just came off one of the new bits of single track to find myself here. So we have, of course, the yellow arrows signifying that this is one of the new segments. And out of all of them, this is probably one of the more exciting new ones, because it does feel the same as the old 15 kilometer loop, but he's thrown in some new tricks, whoever the trail fairy is. So we're going to come down here on this off camber switchback and immediately be greeted by that little bit of an awkward rock line that I went down and to the right, but you can also go up and left. Very narrow trees as I hit them with both handlebars. So still have my handlebar plugs in. Drop the seat. Again, it goes into this weird off camber and sort of rock slit. You guide your tires into the right spot depending on the size. Again, upside line, a little bit different to the down, the slope line. Across here, up and over, choose your line across the rocks. But this has probably been the most technical the Spring Gully has ever been, and I love it for it. Up and over here, nice little bit of a drop off to the right, which hopefully you avoid, but relatively easy to navigate. A few jutted rocks which you could probably huck over. Definitely offers a different experience, a very different experience to the previous rock and roll, where a lot of that was sandstone rock and a bit of a slow grind. This is a much more technical descent, and as we finish with the descent, we start to climb back uphill. We weave our way through the gully. So pretty much all the way uphill. That was the previous, well, is the previous ridge road that you take to get to the old rock and roller. Still a new rock and roll. Here's a doozy of a corner. How about some loose soil on off camber rock with a tree right at the apex for your handlebars to hit? How about that? As again, we wind our way down this little bit of rock and roller, new rock and roll. So we're roughly running parallel to where the old rock and roller starts. As I get my way through those trees. And there goes the old rock and roll in the corner where I destroyed my shoulder as we cross into this new segment again. And this is just going to climb and meander our way up and over closer to Diamond Hill Road. But I think with this little bit of an introduction to the new trails at Spring Gully, I'm going to leave it here. Some very exciting new segments and a lot more I want to show you across this month of the Great Cycle Challenge. So again, Great Cycle Challenge, raising funds for children's cancer research. If you know someone doing it, please donate. But otherwise, keep riding and stay awesome.